What y'all know about Shack It Up?
I ain't never heard the song to today.
I knew some like 70s lady would know something about Shack It Up.
I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Hey, Shell.
She's singing that from her heart too. Woo!
Let us be. All we trying to do is be happy. Why you worried about what we doing? Get your. She was like, in the song, y'all gotta look up the song. Who's the lady that does the song? Her name
Rose or something.
Dang, what is her name? Sandra Moore or something like that?
I don't know.
Just put. All I did was
put
Google
Soul Train.
Google shacking songs, and it's gonna come up. She gonna be the first one, and she gonna tell you the truth about it. Shacking up. Welcome to Easy Talk, where we explore dating that's fun,
focused, and much less complicated. I'm your girl, Zakia. Before I tell you who I am, let me tell you what I am not. I am not a pastor. I am not your life coach. I am not a therapist. I'm just a girl who's been dating for like 20 plus years. I know a little bit, and I'm sharing it with you.
Well, I am a PK, so I got a little pastor in me. I do some coaching and mentoring from time to time, and I have been through therapy. So this will be a fun experience. I've been single for about 8 years now, and I'm transitioning from, being single to being in a committed relationship. So I'm here to learn and share how to make that transition. So
which is a transition.
It takes something. You just can't go from one to the other. It's really strange, all the nuances I'm encountering while dating. So we'll let you guys in on some of our personal experiences from our past. And today we're talking about shacking.
Shacking up.
Shacking up.
How many of y'all are actually shacking up right now?
Me. We have a live studio audience. That's right.
We have a live studio audience in the background.
Tell us your names again. Who's here?
Layla.
Hey, Layla.
Tanisha.
And Tanisha.
It's Tanisha's birthday.
It's T's birthday. Y'all say happy birthday to Tanisha.
So out of our studio audience, 50% of you are shacking up. Yes.
You're not shacking up.
Well, my boyfriend.
Okay, back to the show.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
We're going to talk about that later. So if you hear some co-signing, some co-signatures from the background, that is who that is.
We always invite that. Please follow me on Instagram, eReal4Real. You can write questions or tell us about your experience. We'll try to add that into the show.
And you can find the show, for those of you on Instagram, on Pulp Report. That's Pulp, like Pulp Fiction.
Like pulp in your orange juice.
Right. On YouTube. And our show is called Easy Talk on that channel. Okay.
Yes. And it's E for Aaron and Z for Zakia.
See?
Isn't that cute?
Did we even say her name? I just started off with what I'm not. I'm Zakia, Z for short.
And I'm Aaron, the E of Easy Talk.
All right, so let's get into it. So today we're talking about shacking up. There are a lot of questions about it. Is shacking up ever a good idea? If so, when is it a good idea? What kind of conversations should you have before you decide to shack up? Once you shack up, does that destroy the option of marriage, or does it strengthen, the possibility of marriage? How often do people actually get married? I mean, I'm sure you've all heard the saying that why buy the cow when you're getting the milk for free, right? So let's talk about it. Did you boo it?
I said moo.
Oh, you boo?
Cows go
like
moo.
Cow. I'm sorry. I missed that.
No, I've shacked up before, so I can't judge, but I definitely have some experience shacking up.
And I have never.
And I actually came across this article that says that couples who live together before marriage have a 33% higher rate of divorce because people just slide into the marriage without much consideration. And we got that from The Atlantic.
Consideration
from a contributor named Lauren Fox. And so what do you think about that?
I'm gonna be honest. I've never shacked up because I kind of agree with that whole train of thought. Why buy the milk when you're getting it for free? But it's really not just about that, because that's kind of a 1950s kind of way of thinking. But I don't know. It's like when you start to live together, you're co-mingling a lot of funds. You're seeing the person, not at their best. They're seeing me not at my best. When I first wake up, I got nasty crust in my eye, my breath stank, that kind of thing. And I don't know. I feel like that should be saved for marriage. But that's just me. Again, I am completely high strung. So I need things in order. I need things in a certain order. It just makes better sense to me. So it's no surprise when you say that, what was it, 30-something percent?
33%.
33%. That's no surprise.
I mean, it's a higher rate because it's just like it ends up being a convenience as opposed to like a real choice that they make us like, oh, we already got so much together, we might as well do it, as opposed to like, I really believe in what marriage is. And marriage is no joke.
No.
It's like you're in it for the long haul.
Yeah. And that's, you said her name is a female, Lauren Fox. I actually read a GQ magazine. Sometimes I like to go on GQ and see what the men are thinking, because it's not like y'all communicate or anything. So we have to go to magazines to determine what the world you're thinking.
What is up with the moon?
I don't know.
Guys are out of control right now.
Yes, they are. I tell you, I went to a kickboxing class on Wednesday.
No, what happened?
Honey. No, I needed to let loose.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was feeling violent on Wednesday. Real talk. Like,
we can't live with y'all. We can't live without y'all. Y'all definitely drive us crazy. But what they say is GQ.
Right. Get back to the topic. So GQ, he was saying one of the things he was saying about things to think about before you start shacking up is move in for love, not a shared lease. So let's be real. There are men out here who are in love just to keep from being homeless. Okay. I actually saw a meme about that. Have you seen that meme? I can't remember. I wish I could find it. I should Google it right now, and I'm sure it'll come right up. But there's a meme about how some dudes are in love because they don't want to be homeless, because they just need somebody to split the bills.
Well, you could get a roommate.
That makes sense. But why not? But why not have a roommate who gonna cook for you, pick up your dirty socks, and
that you push up on it,
and give you some whenever you come home.
I mean, that comes with
and she's splitting the bills.
That comes with headaches. I mean, at least with a regular roommate, you could just be out whenever you want to. That's one thing that that is a thing that you have to think about before shacking up, is that when your partner is on bullshit, you can't just leave. Where you gonna go? All your stuff is right there.
And that's another thing. I'm glad you mentioned that GQ mentioned. It was like, have an exit plan.
Yeah. Because
when you break up, who moving out?
Right.
You gonna go? I'm gonna go. Who going? Have you ever seen that movie, The Breakup with Vince Vaughn?
Yeah. And they were stuck together for a little while.
Right. Because they had to sell the condo. See, and I promise you, I would never recommend purchasing property with someone that you're not married to.
I mean, I know a lot of people that shack up. They're in really happy relationships. There's nothing wrong with it. But when they ask me, I say, you should have a lease, or, go into it like a business thing, and just like, so you can have some integrity if, and God forbid, anything happens. But if something happens to break down, you want to be able to protect yourself, and just like,
absolutely.
Maybe we should do another show about prenups, because that kind of sounds prenup-y.
That does sound prenup. But why wouldn't you have a prenup?
Oh, see.
And that's coming from a complete hopeless romantic. I am having a prenup. Like, I needed to be clear. I don't really had nothing, so I'm protected. But I needed to be clear that my little Scion TC 2007 goes with me when we break up.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm not playing.
Isn't that crazy? I think on one of our previous shows, we were talking about men with money. And we were talking about how some guys, are getting alimony and stuff now too. So you gotta be careful. You just gotta like go into it like as like, like just with your best interest in mind, and the other person's too, because things can get emotional, and then
things will get emotional.
They will get emotional. And you don't want things to be damaged. Yeah. Your credit messed up because y'all fighting.
Hello?
And then y'all end up getting back together anyway. So crazy.
Boo, I miss you. Come back home.
I'm sorry, I burned all your gym shoes in the tub.
But you already messed up my credit. I had to break that lease, though. So I don't really want to get back together anymore unless you gonna come up off that $2,000 that I had to pay. So I'm saying,
Like, do you split the five? Okay, we're thinking about the worst case scenario. What about the best case scenario? I mean, like, I read this article too in Glamour magazine where they give you like 13 tips how you know that you should move to get in, like you might be ready
okay,
to move in. And I think that, you know, for everybody is different. Some people are not all that into marriage, but you can still have like companionship and have like somebody close to you that you live with. I think that's cool. But they say that you might want to have survived a major disagreement first. Like you don't want to just move in with somebody you ain't never had a fight with. Because they might go crazy, and then you're like, oh, we had another 11 months of this.
We got a whole another 11 months and 22 days.
11 months and 22 days.
Well, this person is incredibly trifling, and I'm about to strangle them. But I got a whole another 11 months and 22 days before I can break this here lease.
Right, and they were saying that you should have already like started like going in a pattern where you guys want to be with each other all the time.
Yeah.
You know, if you're dating somebody and y'all are together like 4 or 5 nights a week and you're like spending money on hotel rooms or whatever you have to do in order to get together, then it might be an economical choice, you know. And then they also say, you know, make sure it's not just based on money, but you know, it might be smart to move in instead of waste all the money on, you know,
I get it economically.
All that it takes for y'all to be able to get it on.
I get it economically, but here's what I'll say: I've never shacked up with a guy, okay? But I have definitely witnessed several of my friends doing it. That couple that you call Will and Jada,
yes,
like they decided
they're
so cute. I love them. That's why she calls them Will and Jada. But they're shacking up right now, and she's literally dying for when he's going to propose. See, and now replace her super cool attitude with my high strung attitude. Can you see the disaster?
Well, they said that in here, like you shouldn't move in as a substitute for committing to marriage. You know what I mean? Like, so if that's not in the plan already, like if you aren't headed towards that, and you know, I asked one of my coworkers, and he was like, "It's a must that we move in first. Like, how else do we know if we're going to be able to survive together?" He almost looked at me like, why are you even asking that question? You know what I mean? But you don't want it to be like a substitute for marriage. You want it to be moving in because we know we're headed that way. Yeah. Unless you're just not into marriage at all. And you decide that you're just going to shack forever. That's fine too.
I did just a impromptu survey on IG and Facebook. I did. And I got a few responses. More than a few. Saying? I probably got like maybe 20 different responses from people. And I got responses all over the board. Some saying, well, it depends on where you're in the relationship. Someone actually said not everyone wants to get married. So, you know, after a year or two, you know, go ahead and move in together because, you know, when you live with someone, you see a whole nother side of that person. And I get that. And then I had some people who were like, no, if you want to get married, shacking up is not the way to go because, again, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? But on a more 2018 level, it's really just, it's more urgent when you're not living together. You know what I'm saying? Like it gives him something to, I guess, maybe work for. And I guess that's probably how I would see it. Because I've never shacked up, and I don't plan to. Okay. I mean, first of all, I gotta really love you to share all my space with you. Because I'm like, I need my space. Why are you still here? Like, yeah. I need my space. I need to know that you have a place to go to. I really
enjoyed shacking. Like, I had a great experience. My partner at the time was really, you know, just a dope person, and we really got along. We didn't break up because of any, like, you know, housing issues or anything. I just noticed that we weren't really going in the right directions, and we didn't really want the same things in life. But I can say that, you know, it was harder to leave, you know, when I was ready to leave. It was harder to, and it took longer because I had invested so much time. We bought furniture together, you know what I mean? Who gets the love seat or who gets
and at the end of the day, does that stuff really matter? Do you ever think, damn, I should have took the love seat?
No, but it's still, you know, those things when you think about, okay, it's time for me to leave, maybe I'll wait and stick it out a little longer.
Yeah.
When really you probably shouldn't, you know, but because you're in a living situation with somebody, you're not able to leave, or you don't have that flexibility.
So what? So you would definitely recommend having a sound exit plan. I mean, but really, does the exit plan ever really work? I mean, we're talking about relationships with feelings and emotions, and you ready to break up. That means stuff then got messy.
Feelings and emotions.
So will plans even work at that point?
Feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
Mm.
What's that?
I mean,
you don't have those?
I do, but
I wonder.
I'm working on them. You better sign right here.
So how did you exit out of that shacking up situation, right?
I actually had to be a little sneaky about it. I went and looked at a few places while he was out of town, and then I found some place and just kind of told him that I think that that's what I wanted to do. I didn't have the courage at the time. I wasn't the type of person that I am now, where I would just like say what it is.
Yeah.
Back then, so I did it in a kind of foul way. But sorry, babe.
I don't know if I call it foul. I mean, because I have a girlfriend who literally did the same thing. She like had a U-Haul scheduled for when he went to work. So by the time he got home, she was just gone.
Yeah.
I mean, because she didn't know how to say, I'm leaving.
So hard. Especially when you're new to dating, it's hard to like just be mature and say what's what.
Yeah, and it's even harder when you're living together.
Yeah, because they've done so much for you at that point. Somebody taking out your trash that many times, you're like,
Well, let's talk about that. So when you are shacking up, like, how do you divide the household chores? How do you divide the bills? Like, is that a discussion you have before you shack up? I mean, like, did the different things come up that you didn't expect? How did that work out?
At the time, for me, he took care of most of like the big bills, and I did like the smaller ones. Just because that was like he was earning a lot more at the time and had a little bit more leverage. So that was our situation, and I liked it.
So if you had been,
and I was able to save money. I was talking to another one of my coworkers because I told her about the show.
Yeah,
and she said that she was shacking with somebody, and then they broke up. And she was wondering like where all her money went, because just having those two incomes makes a difference. You're able to like travel a little bit more,
spend more stupidly.
I mean, or save up or whatever you're into, whatever you do with your money.
If you're wondering where your money went, you wasn't saving. You was spending. You was buying the Louboutins when you can't afford it.
Well, that anymore.
I mean, if someone was paying half of my rent, I'd probably be buying stupid. I'm not even gonna lie. You'd be like, "What you doing this weekend, see, girl? I'm flying home because I just got it like that now."
I just have a taste for some Italian coffee. I'll be back.
Right, I'll be back. Girl, I got it. It's all good. He paying half the rent, girl. It's all good. Or all of the rent, girl. I'm just paying utilities, so it's all good. Yeah. So I guess it's more of a gender role question, which we're supposed to do a show on. Yeah. We haven't done that yet.
We have so many topics. I mean, dating is so loaded. Like shacking up is just the tip of the iceberg.
It really is. So what I was saying is getting into gender roles. So were you doing most of the cooking since he was paying most of the bills? So he was cooking and paying the bills.
No, we ate out a lot.
See? I actually dated a guy who claimed
I cook a lot more than I did.
I feel that, girl, because I don't really cook that much.
Yeah.
And it's the thing, I can cook. Why? It's just me.
I didn't care about my health or well-being back then.
I still care about my health, but why? It's just, I go to Tender Greens and get an amazing salad. Why would I slave over the stove to do the same thing myself?
Do you, boo? Just make sure your dude know that. That's what he's signing up for.
And there is a problem. So I was dating a guy recently who claimed that when he got married, his wife had to cook 4 times a week.
Oh.
And that did not include leftovers. She had to be in the kitchen 4 times a week.
I could do 3. I
That's the lawyer of you. You have to negotiate.
No, I actually meal prep 3 times a week now. So
do you?
It wouldn't be like a stretch for me to do it.
Now I probably cook twice a week. And even that's painful. I'm just not one of them women who love to cook. Don't get me wrong. When I have a family and a man, I do love to cook for my men. I will say that. I do love to cook for my men. But
not that often. Once a week.
No, I'll give him more than that because that's my boo. Especially if he got like a good job. and he making that money, baby, I will make your lunch every day.
That's sweet of you.
That, honey, that's real. I will make it, gentlemen.
Yeah,
I will make
all you
your
gotta do
lunch
is marry her.
every day.
And you can get you some lunch.
Just bring home the bacon to mama. Okay.
I can't stand you sometimes.
I can't with myself half the time. So how do you feel? So how did you feel about, were you trying to get married to the guy you were shacked up with? You were not. Okay. Would you say that, how do you feel about that whole saying? No one's gonna buy the cow if you can get the milk for free. Do you think that shacking up destroys the possibility of marriage in a relationship?
No.
I've seen
it. I mean, I think it's becoming more common, especially in LA, because,
it's expensive.
It's expensive, but so it's like a little bit more common. I think that, Midwestern people are a little bit more traditional, which I guess we'll talk about when we do our dating in different regions of the nation episode.
Yes, and that's gonna be interesting.
I think to each his own. I don't think that it can make or break the relationship. If the relationship is some bullshit, it's gonna break up anyway. I don't know if moving together is gonna, determine whether or not the relationship survives. It's what you do and how you be in that relationship that determines whether or not you end up having it happily ever after or not. And it's tricky. I mean, you can't, like I said before, you can't leave when you get in arguments.
Right.
It's hard to go when you feel like you want to go. So it's like a catch-22.
So for me, that's important.
Damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
That's important to me, though.
In some cases, it can speed up the marriage. If somebody is like, oh, okay, I think I can live with this, then they'll be like, okay,
I've never
now I'm
seen
ready.
that.
Now
I've never
ready.
seen that. Now, I have seen situations where they shacked up and ended up getting married, but I have never seen a situation where the shacking up sped up
how do you
timeline.
know when it was going to happen?
Because I know these women like anytime now.
Well, I know a lot of women and men who have been like, okay, I needed to see what I was getting myself into. And then after about 6 months of like, okay, I could deal with the seat being left up or whatever. I could deal with the socks on the floor or whatever.
That's super annoying. The seat being left up. Have you ever, ladies, have you ever gone to the bathroom in the middle of the night and just like not turn on the light because it's your house and you know where the toilet is? So you go and you sit and then you fall in because the seat is left up. That is super annoying, gentlemen. Can you just put the seat down? Like if you don't live there, or even if you do, just put the seat down because it is a traumatic experience to be in the bathroom in the middle of the night and you fall in a toilet. It's not cool.
It's part of the game. You either learn before you say I do or after.
I'd rather learn after.
What you gonna learn today?
I'd rather learn after. I do. Because my thing is, you're already committed to God that you're going to love me. So no matter how much crust is in my eye when I wake up, you said.
We should do a show
but
on
you
people's
told God.
commitments to God and how often they keep them and break them. Let's do a show on that.
I'm trying to tell you. Because me and God are going to tag team you, boo. Just letting you know. I'm just saying.
Okay, somebody on my Instagram at eRealForReal says his uncle and aunt shacked and had a child before marriage, and they've been married for over 30 years.
That's dope, and that's dope. My godfather and his wife did that all before marriage too, and they're incredibly happy. They're super cute. Even I love them. They're like relationship goals. It can work. I'm not saying it can't work. What I am saying is I'm just wondering how often does it actually work? Because I will say this, I've seen more not work than I have seen that actually work. And then it's always different, I think, when you add a child to the equation. I think this is me guessing because I'm not a man, but I think men are more willing to marry, commit, and settle down when there's a kid in the equation. Well, good men, anyway. There are those men who just run. So
women too.
Women who should run because you're horrible mothers.
There's trifling women.
There's some trifling women out here.
Men aren't bad, like they're all right.
So yeah, that's our spiel on shacking up. Did you have anything else?
Nope, that's all I got.
So yeah, July is upon us. This is the birthday girl. Hey, happy birthday, boo! Happy birthday. Did you have anything to add about shacking up?
She's just going to get
Baby
some
girl
ice.
is lit.
She
I'ma
gonna
say
get
that
some
right
ice.
now.
Shake it up.
She liking the camera and the lights.
You
So we
should-
gonna
you
go.
should get your camera and do some selfies.
So for the
You should
month
do
of
some
July,
selfies
we
in
are
the
doing
dark.
a special series about dating in each city. So we're gonna talk about, what it's like for LA dating. That's gonna be our first episode. Then Erin here is actually from Chicago. So she's gonna do a spiel on dating in Chicago. I'm actually from DC, Maryland area, and I'm gonna do a spiel on what it was like dating there. I'm even going to do a spiel because I'll be on vacation. Actually, both of us are going on some
We are
vacations.
such divas.
Yeah.
Like I was telling her, we need an assistant just to schedule
Keep our
times
schedules,
to
right?
get together.
So we're even going to do some dating abroad, dating on vacation, a dating on vacation show. So definitely keep tuning in. July will be awesome. And yeah, we love y'all. Catch us on Poke Report. And definitely comment, like, share. We want to hear what you got to say. We love y'all. See you next time.
Take care of yourself and each other.